God damn it. Let's move on away from Batman and move on to another film.
I'd like to talk about the economy.
Well, it's the economy of bad ideas, which is the Flash with Ezra Miller. So recently, this was very recent. I think this was yesterday or the day before. Ezra Miller.
He had like another charge against him, right?
He is charged with felony by the state of Vermont.
Yeah.
The burglary by the state of Vermont.
Which I think is where his like Waco compound is.
Yeah, he has a ranch there.
Yeah.
I think he's from Vermont. That's his home.
That makes sense.
He has a ranch there, and he's there. Bunch of guns, some kids and women. I'm gonna read this from the Variety again. It's the article, The Flash star Ezra Miller charged with felony burglary in Vermont. Ezra Miller, the embattled star of Warner Brothers' The Flash movie, has been charged with felony burglary in Stamford, Vermont, according to a Vermont State Police report. According to the police report, Vermont State Police were notified of a burglary complaint from a residence in Stamford at 5:55 p.m. on May 1st. Police found that several bottles of alcohol were taken from the residence while the homeowners were not present. After collecting statements and looking at surveillance videos, police found a probable cause to charge Miller with felony burglary into an unoccupied dwelling. Police located Miller on August 7th at 11:23 p.m. and issued them a citation to appear in Vermont Superior Court on September 26th for arraignment. According to a Rolling Stone investigation in June, Miller has been housing a 25-year-old mother and 3 children of hers who are between the ages of 1 and 5 and the actor's home ranch in Stamford, Vermont. The property doubles as an unlicensed cannabis farm and has
I forgot about that.
and has several firearms on the premises, according to the report. One source who spoke to Rolling Stone alleged that the 1-year-old child was found with a loose bullet in their mouth.
Oh, yeah.
It's unclear whether the Stamford properties are one and the same. This is crazy. This is one of the many moments of hysteria that Ezra Miller has had this year.
I mean, I'll say there were signs going back years, so...
Yeah, they, I guess. They were in a video where they attacked a woman.
Yeah.
In Iceland, I think.
Yeah, and there was, like, I think there are allegations now that Miller had, like, some weird, like, why am I forgetting his name? Aleister Crowley. He had, like, some weird Aleister Crowley, like... He's like squatting in some like Airbnb or something and had like a bunch of like sex groupies. Yeah. It's a mess.
It is a mess. And the reason I wanted to bring this up was obviously Ezra Miller is well, not anymore.
A crazy person.
The reverse Flash. Yes. But starring in The Flash, they're still going ahead with the Flash film.
I mean, you don't know.
Well, they've said recently, not they being Ezra Miller, but the people behind The Flash, the producers. They said that we're still going with The Flash because it's a pivotal film, apparently, in their lineup. My question to you for this is essentially, what do you do? Because this is a very cornered situation. The people at Warner Brothers are cornered into a moment of asking themselves, what do we do? Do we just continue? Do we pretend it's not happening? Do we address it? They've addressed it in that Ezra Miller's not going to play the Flash anymore.
Yeah, which is the right decision, obviously.
Right. But what do you do with this project?
Casting Miller in the first place, I don't know what they were thinking. Right. Because he's not really great Barry.
Well, not Barry as we know him.
Okay, but at that point, then he's not really Barry, is he?
No, I've always questioned the casting since it happened.
Well, I think you're also more of a Wally guy, right?
Well, I like Wally, and I think the smart move at this point, if they're going to continue with a quote-unquote Snyder-themed verse, if they're bringing back Affleck and Cavill, just use Wally.
Yeah, it's not a terrible idea.
More people are familiar with Wally.
Well, more people our age, yeah.
Yeah, the modern comic book audience. I mean, Barry is very much a golden age version of the Flash.
Well, let's be fair, he's a Silver Age Flash, because before that there was Alan Scott in his little.
Well, Jay Garrick.
Oh, sorry, no, yeah, I'm thinking of Green Lantern. Yeah, there's Jay Garrick in his little doughboy helmet with the Hermes wings.
That's right. I'm sorry, the Silver Age, but he's an older version of the Flash, because the Flash for so long was missing after Crisis, and like decades it was Wally. You know, so the cartoons of our generation,
Justice League and Justice League Unlimited,
they adapted Wally as the Flash because he was the modern Flash for our audience,
and they adapted Jon Stewart instead. To the point where people are like, "What the fuck? Why is there some white guy in the Green Lantern movie? Who's this?
This is racist.
I don't know who this is." And then you tell them about Guy Gardner, and they're like, "Who?
What?
Who's this ginger with a bowl cut and a leather jacket? His design is awful."
Bill Burr as
oh my god,
Lantern?
I would honestly, Bill Burr, like if you've seen him in F is for Family, he has like the right like angry 70s dad energy to pull off he's maybe not the right age. I would maybe go with someone who's a little younger, but I could see him doing it.
It would be funny if they adapted Guy Gardner as like the older, out of shape gym teacher Green Lantern, because that's what he was for a while.
Well, yeah, he originally was just a nice guy, and he had no other personality traits besides that.
But then they made him,
and then they gave him a brain, and then they made him, and then they turned,
bowl cut.
Yeah, they gave him a bowl cut, and they turned him into, they gave him a brain injury to explain why he's totally different.
I always thought either
you need to kind of combine those two. He needs to be like Mother's Milk, where he's a nice guy, but he's got anger and trauma under the surface that can boil up at any moment.
Just make him an asshole from Boston, bro. Like, make him Bill Burr.
Boston.
Isn't
he? He's not from. He is from Boston.
I think he is.
Is Bill Burr? I thought
Bill Burr's from Boston.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was Boston or Philadelphia.
I always thought Alan Tudyk would be good as like the out of shape, older, middle-aged Green Lantern. Guy Gardner. Yeah,
he's a little too soft. You need someone a little gruffer.
Bill Burr.
Yeah. Although you'll need to get Bill Burr in a wig. So
yeah, that's true.
It'll be a little weird, but it's fine. It's fine. Oh no. Actually, if he gets, who's the redhead from Breaking Bad?
Well, Bill Burr was in Breaking Bad.
No, there's another guy. He's a little heavy set. He was in Vice as well. He's like the guy. He's the narrator in Vice. Why am I forgetting his name?
Jesse Plemons.
Yeah, Jesse Plemons. Right. If you get Jesse Plemons to lose some weight in the face, he'd be perfect.
Yeah, he would be. He'd be.
And he's the right age. He's a little younger.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Ezra Miller.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
Wow.
Fuck. What do you want me to say, man?
I don't know. Like, what do you do with this project?
Probably. I don't know. Like, that's the thing is,
because they're still content to release it in theaters.
Yeah, I mean, like, bad publicity is still good publicity. I think so I'm speaking here as my cynical producer brain.
Okay.
My cynical producer brain is taking over here. The right thing to do is probably to still release it. Just so you can make some money back, and also it gives you an excuse to start over.
Yeah.
Also, as an aside, can I just say how angry I am that they decided to use, clearly aping off of the success of No Way Home, they decided to put Keaton's Batman in instead of just adapting Flashpoint and using Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Batman, because that's clearly the only reason why Snyder cast him as Batman. You don't cast Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne without the intention of using him to play Flashpoint Batman, which he would have been perfect as.
Yeah, he's essentially like him as the comedian.
I was gonna say, he's basically, I mean, with minus the humor, that's basically Flashpoint Batman.
Well, I think obviously bringing in Keaton as the Batman is to bring him in to replace Affleck.
Yeah, which is a terrible idea.
It is, but the thing is, this was going to be Affleck's last outing as Batman.
Yeah.
But then now with he's going to be in Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom.
Well, they reshot that so that Affleck is in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what to make of this.
Yeah, everything is kind of up in the air. Like I said, I think the smart thing is just wipe the slate clean. Also, put Bruce Timm in charge of the cinematic universe.
I agree.
He managed to do it with the animated universe. He can do it again.
Him and Paul Dini and all those guys.
Yeah. Just don't let him ship Batman and Barbara.
Yeah, but I think that's what would happen if he was put in charge.
Look, you have David Zaslav. If you're listening to this, David, just tell Bruce. you can't ship them. You're only allowed to ship Barb with either Dick or Jason. And neither of those are going to work out, unfortunately.
Yeah, no.
Unfortunately, Babs is just forever alone. I'm sorry.
So, one thing I would say, it's complicated because there's all sorts of money involved in terms of Flash film.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
All sorts of time. I mean, this is insane for them to to cancel Batgirl and keep going with this. I understand it's not the same situation, but I don't know. When it comes to the ethical dilemma here.
That's why I said my cynical producer brain is the one that's talking.
It's all sorts of a pretzel, man.
Yeah. I mean, insane. if you really wanted to burn more cash, you could just, well, no, because then
reshoot? Because that's
reshoot without Ezra Miller, which like you can cast someone who looks kind of like him.
They just need to reshoot.
People like that are a dime a dozen.
All they have to do is reshoot at the very end of the film where he dies.
Yeah, I mean,
and then we see Wally come in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's possible.
Or I'm sorry, I keep on saying he when it should be they. I'm gonna make that mistake, just letting you all know. But Barry dies at the end of the film. Like he actually died, not a crisis death. I mean, he actually dies, and then Wally takes over.
Yeah, because as we know in comics, no one's ever really gone.
Except in this case, Barry Allen is actually dead.
Yeah.
And they either bring in,
Wally
West,
yeah,
or the Barry Allen from the CW, Grant Gustin, who was always more of a Barry.
Yes,
than Ezra.
Yeah, Grant is really good.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah, I didn't say he and I think he and Iris West are probably my favorite part of that show.
Yeah, even though in the first season it was kind of weird because they grew up together. And
it's fine. It's fine.
It's not exactly Luke and Leia, but
no, but it's
they're
fine.
Next door.
It's fine.
You're pulling a Rich on me, dude.
I know. It's literally what Rich says. It's fine.
It's fine. Whatever.
I'm willing to accept that. They're not related. That's all that matters. Also, they were friends. They knew each other before they grew up. So it's
all in the family, dude.
I accept it.
It's fine.
Look, there are animes with way creepier plots than that. So
that's true. So
although maybe I shouldn't be using anime as a standard to judge things off of.
I can't believe I'm so lightheaded. I just went with it. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. When you use the anime analogy, that's awful. But when it comes to the Flash and the aftermath of it, I would hope, this is my hope for the Flash movie. They reshoot, they kill Barry Allen. It'll make the whole movie
That's if they can only reshoot if they find Ezra Miller. Good luck finding him.
Dude, you don't even have to do that. Deep fake. Just deep
That's
fake.
true. They probably have taken a scan of Miller's head, so
yeah, just get an actor who fits his proportions.
Yeah.
Or their proportions. Deep fake on them, and then have him die.
And they did it with Tarkin, so
yeah. And then he dies at the end of the film.
Yeah.
And then it could either be Grant, because the Flash show is ending on season 9.
Yeah.
So there you go. We just fixed it. And then we get a whole new lineup. Because if they are bringing back Cavill and Affleck as Superman and Batman, just continue there. A new Flash. It'll probably be Wally West, to be honest.
I wouldn't be surprised if that would be the case.
And then, we can just continue from there on. Because of all the return to the Snyderverse whatever that I've been hearing, the main thing, aside from Amber Heard, that has been keeping it going is the Flash, and Ezra Miller being involved. Like, how do you even do that? Just Wally West?
Yeah. Again, though, I don't know. It's everything seems so up in the air that again I wouldn't be surprised if they just cancel it outright. I wouldn't
just
be
everything.
Well, everything. I don't know if they let something. I think at this point the only things they are definitely going to release are probably going to be Shazam, Black Adam, and the Flash, and then they'll probably end with the Flash.
You mean within that universe, right?
Yeah.
Well, Peacemaker also the season.
They may cancel that too.
I mean, James Gunn recently said they're not going to. I mean, I hope it's not going to be canceled.
No, I would be. I like James Gunn. I would be interested to see what he continues to do with it. Like I've said to you in private, I hope he brings in more Charlton characters because the people don't get as much love as they should.
Suicide Squad 2.
Is that been filming?
The Suicide Squad well, no, it's not. But I hope that's not one of these canceled series, because there are all sorts of other series and shows and movies that aren't happening anymore. Like, I remember years ago they announced they were going to do a Green Lantern. Speaking of Green Lantern,
yeah, they were doing. I think that's been quietly canceled.
Yeah, and it was going to be Guy Gardner.
Yeah, it was going to be Guy Gardner was going to be in it. Jon Stewart was going to be in it. Alan Scott was going to be in it, which I don't know how you. Cool. I don't know how you do. I know there's like weird retcon ways that they've worked his origin into, like depending on which continuity, either like the world of Earth 1 or Earth 0
or Earth 2.
Well, so in some continuities he also exists in the mainstream continuity.
Is that post-Crisis?
I don't,
because
know.
That's when they merged everything.
I think it was probably during Post-Crisis. But yeah, Alan Scott and Jay Garrick are two of those characters. Like, don't even have the Justice Society exist on Earth 1 or Earth 0. Just have it be on Earth 2.
Yeah,
because then that's more worlds that you can make a movie out of. Have just a single one-off Justice Society movie. That would be nice.
God damn.
That'd be nice.
They need to. You know what? Actually, you're right. They just need to reboot this shit.
Yes, and you know what, David? If you're listening to this, bring me in. I have lots of ideas. At the very least, put Bruce Timm in charge. He's a competent man.
Please. He'll give you. I mean, you could literally just adapt everything of the Timmverse. Not 100% everything.
No.
Batman and Harley Quinn, I'm not too big a fan of, but
no.
And I mean the film they did.
The fart joke in the car is
stupid. But mainly Justice League, Superman, Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah. Well,
fine.
Have you heard that they're doing another animated series with Bruce Timm and Matt Reeves and J.J. Abrams? I don't know if it's Batman the Caped Crusader, which I'm excited to see. That's one of the animated stuff. That's the thing. As
I hope it wasn't canceled.
I'm hoping. Well, that's the thing is like the animated stuff and the live action stuff. It seems like they're still keeping separate.
But they are canceling some of the animated stuff, like Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I don't know. I think honestly, what would be kind of nice is if they. I mean, this is something I've been thinking about too, is that if you introduce Batman as an older Batman where he already has, at the very least, he's gotten up to the point where he's got Tim Drake, Barbara's in a wheelchair. What you could do is you can have like a TV show that fills in his early days.
That'd be interesting.
Which would be nice. And that
cast a younger actor.
Yeah, either that or just do animation.
That it
could potentially be cheaper.
It could be, but that reminds me of what they did with Better Call Saul. They have an animated series called Slip and Jimmy, I think.
Yeah, and I've heard that's not very good.
Yeah. Not saying that this idea would inherently be bad. But,
no.
I mean, they're kind of doing that with the Marvel stuff.
Are they?
Well, kind of. I mean, they're.
I don't know when Moon Knight is supposed to take place.
Well, I think Moon Knight is just current.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a whole other podcast. Marvel's Phase 4 continuity is a whole other podcast that I would love to talk to you about. Okay. Even though you're not, you haven't seen anything.
I will suffer through the Marvel movies to watch this. At the very least, I'll
find some you like.
At the very least, I'm sure I'll enjoy not Endgame, Infinity War.
That's a very good one.
Yeah.
That's a very good one. Yeah. And the Spider-Man films.
I will probably enjoy those. It was one of those things where, like, when it came out, I was like, oh, I probably would like this, but I just don't have the energy to go see it. I would, if I were to watch them, because I've been watching the Raimi movies for the first time. I had seen 3 before, but I hadn't seen 1 or 2. And I really like them. I really like them.
Wait, how recent was this?
Like, within the last week or 2.
You had never seen the Spider-Man films by Sam Raimi?
No, because I was too young to watch them when they came out, and I was always a Batman fan, so I just never got around to watching them. Oh my goodness! I had the Lego sets
of the Sam Raimi.
Yeah, but yeah, I had seen 3 when I was like 9. It was shortly after it came out on DVD. I had seen like part of it.
You know what? I'm going to ask you to put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Because that is a podcast in of itself.
Okay, yeah.
And I would love to talk extensively about that because that's fascinating. Yeah. But I think we're going to wrap it up on this.
I was going to say, this seems like a good place to wrap up.
Yeah, because even though we could talk for hours upon hours hours, we have other shit to do today.
Yes.
And I enjoyed talking to you. Thanks so much for joining me about this comic book bullshit.
Of course. Thank you for inviting me.
I love that we can tolerate comics together over the mic. And we can, maybe we'll tolerate The Flash when it comes out.
You never know.
Who knows? If it comes out, who knows?
It might be bearable.
I'm really hungry. So
I'm hungry too.
So maybe we'll get a bite to eat or something. Thanks so much for joining me, actually, once again. Is there any place that the people can find you?
Not at present. I'm setting up like a Wix,
Okay.
because I recently graduated as a literature student, and I'm trying to put up a venue where like potential employers can find like my portfolio. I can maybe give that out in the next podcast that we do.
All right. Well, then that'll be a great one then.
Yeah.
All right, Exley, thanks so much for joining me. Guys, thanks so much for listening. I'm Julius. This was Exley, Mr. X, as you were. And have a great one and stay safe. Goodbye.